Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So today we continue to read Bhagavad-Gita book. Bhagavad-Gita as it is, a book written by His Glorious Sachi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And today we will read chapter 3, verse 26, 27, and 28. Let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sangidam shayat sarva karmani vidvam yuktah samacharan. Translation. So as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men, attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties, so as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties, a learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of the devotion, by working of the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. Purport. Vedaischa sarvair aham eva vedayach. That is the end of all Vedic rituals. All rituals, all performances of sacrifices, and everything that is part in the Vedas. Everything that is part into the Vedas, including all direction for material activities, are meant for understanding Krishna, who is the ultimate goal of life. But because the conditioned souls do not know anything beyond senses gratification, They study the Vedas to that end. But through fruitive activities and sense gratification, re- regulated, but through fruitive activities and sense gratification, regulated by Vedic rituals, one is gradually elevated to Krishna consciousness. Therefore, a realized soul in Krishna consciousness should not disturb others in their activities or understanding, but he should act by showing how the results of all work can be dedicated to the service of Krishna. The learned Krishna consciousness, conscience, the learned Krishna conscious person may act in such a way that the ignorant person working for sense gratification may learn how to act and how to behave. Also, the ignorant man is not to be disturbed. Also, the ignorant man is not to be disturbed in his activities. A, a slightly, a slightly developed Krishna conscious person. Slightly developed Krishna conscious person might directly be engaged in the service of the Lord without waiting for other Vedic formulas. For this fortunate man, there is no need to follow the Vedic rituals, because by direct Krishna consciousness, one can have all the results one would otherwise derive from following one's prescribed duties. Next verse. Prakrite kriyamanani gunaih karmani sarashaha ahankara vimuthatma kartaham iti manyate. Translation. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried about by their modus of material nature. That are in actually carried out by the three modus of material nature. Purport. Two persons, one in Krishna consciousness and the other in material consciousness, working on the same level, may appear to be working on the same platform, but there is a wide gulf of difference. But there is a wide gulf of difference in their respective points. The person in material consciousness is convinced by a false ego that he is the doer of everything. Doer of everything. One does not know that the mechanism of the body is produced by material nature, which works under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. The materialistic person has no knowledge that ultimately he is under the control of Krishna. The person in false ego takes all credit for doing everything independently, and that is a symptom of his nescience. He does not know that his gross and subtle body is a creation. That this gross and subtly subtle body is the creation of material nature under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and as such, his bodily and mental activities should be engaged in the service of Krishna, in Krishna consciousness. The ignorant man forgets that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Hrishikesha, or the master of the senses of the material body, or the master of the senses of material body. For due to his long sense of the senses in the sense gratification, he is factually bewildered by the false ego, which makes him forget his eternal relationship with Krishna. And next verse. Tatvavitu mahabaho guna karma vibhogayah guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajate. Translation. One who is in knowledge of the absolute trust, Almighty Armed, does not engage himself in the sense and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between work in devotional and work for fruitive results. Next. So, purport. The knower of the absolute trust is convinced of his acquired position in material association. He knows that he is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and that is his position should not be in the material creation. He knows his real identity as part and parcel of the Supreme, who is eternal bliss and knowledge, and realizes that somehow or other in the inter- interpret or other he is interpret in the material conception of life. In his pure state, in his pure state of existence, he is meant to dovetail his activities in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He therefore engaged himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness and becomes naturally untouched attached to the activities of the material senses, which are all circumstan- uh, circum- circumstantial and temporary. He knows that his material condition of life is under the supreme control of the Lord. Consequently, he is not disturbed by all kinds of material reactions, which he considers which he considers to be the mercy of the Lord. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, one who knows the absolute trust in three different futures, namely namely Brahman, Paramatma, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is called Tattvavid, also knows also his own factual position in a relationship with the Supreme. So again and again, Srila Prabhupada told for us, right, for us, that we have to do all our being, all our doing, our prescribed. We have to um, all all our prescribed duties when we doing this. We have to do these duties for Krishna's pleasure. We have to remember about him when we cooking, when we doing our prescribed duties, and we have to do this work in devotion to the Lord. We have to do everything in our life for Krishna's pleasure, for him. We have to think how Krishna will smile. How Krishna will smile when he will see on the results of our work. We have to think how I can better to serve to the Lord, how I can better to serve to the Lord, how I can do better this duty. And if we will work only for fruitive results, when we will waiting these results, we will unhappy because sometimes results is coming, sometimes not. But if we will think, I am doing this for the Lord, we will not say it if we haven't results of our from our work. We will understand, we will remember, I am doing this for Krishna. And will we have results or not, we will happy anyway. And how we can remember about this, how we can remember about the Lord, about Lord, how we can remember about this, that we have to do everything for the Lord, everything for Him, for His pleasure. Only by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, with love and totally. We have to do everything on our life with love and for the Lord, for Lord's pleasure. So that is all for today. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and see you on the next time. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please chanting Hare Krishna.